Brilliance Audio presents To Kill and Kill Again, the terrifying true story of Montana's baby-faced serial sex murderer, by John Coston. Performed by A.T. Chandler. The big truck's chassis heaved under its own weight, coming to a rest. The driver jettisoned the remaining air in the brakes, punctuating the silence of the parking lot with the chisel-like sound of escaping air. In the next automatic move, he swiveled to face the girl who sat across from him, pointing to the door handle, signaling for her to get out. At first, she hesitated. Then he raised his voice, motioning again toward the door. There was no point in delay. The girl collected herself and began angling her way out. She didn't bother to say goodbye or even to thank him for the ride. She just slid off the seat, out the door, and down the long step to the pavement, listening to the monster engine rev, watching as the rig inched back onto the highway, shifting sequentially into higher gears, crawling away into the night. It was late summer in the Rockies. She tugged at the collar of her beaten raincoat, shielding her throat against the cold, studying her next move in the same movement that she was dismissing the significance of having lost her ride. It was over some stupid argument, but there was always another ride, another cup of coffee, another cheeseburger with fries. Down the road, wherever that would be. After the truck was gone, she saw that she had been dumped on a football field-sized asphalt parking lot. It was a truck stop, and the sign overhead told her it was Tabor's. Through a milky, vaporous light, she could make out the inside of the restaurant. It was deserted. A car sped past, followed by a loud pickup truck. Then, in an interval of silence, her attention focused across the highway where an inviting hubbub beckoned. To her left, the spotlighted sign of the Reno Inn promised fine food and drink, although it didn't appear to be any kind of sure bet. Without enough money even for a beer, she scanned further. Directly across from Tabor's, she could see the dark outline of a more promising target. The sign outside said it was the Cabin, and it was obvious from the comings and goings of its customers that it was a cowboy bar with a much grainier edge than Reno's. It would do just fine. She wasted no time in crossing the road. Her name was Robin. It was late August of 1984. The place was the Strip in East Missoula, a truck town just east of Missoula, Montana, and a place where trouble is always waiting to happen. As she neared the entrance to the Cabin, her eyes targeted the bouncer at the door. He wore a big smile, and she couldn't help noticing his handsome physique, evident under a tight Star Wars t-shirt worn with the sleeves cut off. His name was Wayne. He recognized right away that this girl was from out of town. She told him that she had just been kicked off a truck after she had gotten into an argument with the trucker. She didn't have any money. That was not surprising either, given the slept-in appearance of her trench coat. He also could see that she had beautiful, pearly white, perfect teeth. She said her name was Robin. About 5'4", she had auburn hair, which she had recently dyed, and, maybe partly because she was heavy-set, probably weighing close to 140 pounds, very large breasts, which he couldn't help but notice. Wayne poured on the charm and in no time had escorted Robin inside, bought her a beer, and was getting to know more about this new arrival. When the obvious question arose, where would she be staying, Wayne offered the solution. He invited her back to his house, which was no more than 3 blocks away. Wayne was not the only person who noticed Robin on this night. Julie Slocum, a barmaid who had harbored a crush on Wayne for 4 years, was at first curious about the ragamuffin that Wayne towed into the Cabin. When it became clear Wayne planned to take Robin home after work, Julie was more than curious. She was outraged. Her jealousy flared as she studied the short, dark-haired, heavy-set stranger. To her, it was not surprising that this new girl found Wayne attractive. He was the super guy who would go outside after work and scrape the ice from everybody's windshield and brush the snow off their cars, who would show up at her doorstep with flowers behind his back and remember her birthday with a card and a present, and not forget her on Valentine's Day either. When Julie's sister had a baby, Wayne gave Julie a stuffed animal to pass on to the new mother. He didn't even know.